Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Palworld. And just like everybody else, everybody's just writing this game, like Nintendo's writing this game hard, investigating the shit out of it. Everyone knows about this game. It's basically taking over the world by storm, millions of downloads, and it's only growing like faster and faster and faster. I think by the time I'm recording this video, like 19 million downloads, which is insane. So I'm gonna be working on this video series of me just kind of like giving my opinion about the game, why it's so good, why I think it's so good, and I'm gonna try my best to explain it for any gamers out there, non-gamers, why this game's taking the world by storm. So most of the people on the internet are probably saying like, it's Pokemon with guns. That's what you tell people. And right away, it's like eye catcher, it catches people's attention. But I wanna go a little bit deeper than that. And the reason why is because I think this game does something that every game tries to do, well, in today's age, and that is it scratches that gaming itch. So let's sit back and enjoy. Let me explain, why does Palworld scratch that itch? An itch is basically when, you have a rash and it's getting really bad, and it might be hives or something, allergic reaction, and you gotta scratch the fuck out of it. Okay, obviously that was a dumb joke, but basically, in more theoretical gaming terms, an itch is a desire. It's a craving. It's like that. It's like when you get really stoned and you have the munchies. And you're craving something. You have the itch for like some fucking Doritos or something. You know what I mean? It's like that feeling of, oh man, like, you know what hit the spot right now? You know what hit that itch? Like just a bowl of fucking nachos with like chili chicken or something. That's an itch. It's like this little feeling in the back of your neck or in your mind that's just like, I want this. I crave it. But in a more gaming sense, it's what we really want from a game. And so these itches can come from like anything. You can itch for like certain genres of games. So like for a certain genre, you might be itching for like a good shooter, like, oh, like this, like Fortnite scratches that battle royale itch, so it's basically that feeling of wanting something from a game. And a lot of the time with AAA studios and all the new games out there, they're trying to scratch some sort of itch for the player base, for the gamers. Like for example, the new Starcraft, the fucking Bethesda game. I don't even know what it's called. It was trash. So I just looked it up. That game was called Starfield. Like Starfield. Okay, let me talk about Starfield for a second, because basically Bethesda tried to make this game to scratch that RPG itch. You know what I mean? Like some people out there are probably like, oh man, like I really want a nice, good open world RPG. Like, can Starfield scratch that itch? And while it tried, it failed because it just didn't execute well. It had a bunch of issues like loading screens, taking the immersion out, and so like it tried to scratch that open world RPG itch, but failed in its execution. So how does Palworld actually end up scratching this itch? And what itch? What itch did we have like for Palworld? Like why are we itching for Palworld? Well, I didn't even know I was itching to play the game until I started playing it. And that can happen with an itch. It could come out of nowhere. You might not even know you're itching for this game until you start playing it, and you're all of a sudden you're like addicted to it like crack, like scratching yourself, literally scratching yourself, being like, give me some of that Palworld, dog. Like, god damn, I need some of that Palworld. Because that's how I feel like sometimes hopping off the game. I'm like, god damn, I just want to keep playing. Because it scratches that itch, man. And let's just talk about what itch it scratches now. And the first itch that I think it scratches, and what people desire the most nowadays, is nostalgia, baby. It scratches that nostalgia itch. And god damn it, nostalgia is one of the itchiest itches in today's gaming verse. Like, if you can get people to nostalgia, member berries, like, I remember, oh, you remember Palworld, you remember Pokemon? Like, if you get people to think that and have that itch of like playing nostalgic games and getting that nostalgic feeling out of people and scratching that nostalgic itch, you're already doing well. It does it by combining genres of two different games to achieve this nostalgia kick. And of course, it is combining two of the GOATs, Pokemon and Minecraft. So just right there, when I said those words, people my age around the world just cream their pants. Like Minecraft, oh, like, come on. That's a GOAT. Minecraft's a GOAT. Pokemon, when you were a kid, that shit was goated. And we all know it. Just look at the gameplay. Just look at the gameplay. It's just like Minecraft in the beginning. You walk into a world, it's full of trees and like unknowns. You go up, you start punching trees. Like you cannot tell me that when I just walked up and punched that tree, you didn't think Minecraft. Right there, right then, you're just like, damn, that just scratched my Minecraft itch. That was a nostalgia itch. And then wow, what you craft balls? You craft pal spheres? And then you capture Pokemon. I mean pals. You capture these pals. And they're like, wow, it's like now it's just like it's reminding me, like you remember Pokemon balls? You remember Pikachu? Now you have Lamball and fucking Chickapee. And now you're capturing these monsters, you're thinking like, wow, like this is exactly like back in the day when I was out there running in the tall grass capturing like Pokemon. By successfully marrying these two OG GOAT games together in one beautiful, streamlined, easy digestible way, Palworld has created one of the biggest nostalgia trips I've ever seen like occur in gaming. Like people are like remembering or like getting that nostalgia kick, that nostalgia itch so hard from this game. Like the other day one of my friends said, it's like, oh, he was breeding pals. And he's just like, oh, this literally, he was like, this reminds me of Pokemon breeding. Of like how I used to like stay up, or like I used to go hours on the DS, like walking in circles to like hatch my eggs to make like the perfect IV Pokemon. And he's like, man, that it's literally scratching that itch. It is giving him that desire he never even knew he wanted. It's hitting him with that beautiful Pokemon nostalgia. And so this game in my heart reminds me of games that I love. That is one of the itches that it scratches. Another reason why it scratches these itches is that it basically covers a lot of itches. It scratches a lot of different itches. The reason why is add on my previous point, is that it basically combines a bunch of games. Not just Minecraft and Pokemon. Those two games though are there for the nostalgia. But then it continues to impress by scratching even more itches. Why? Because it's basically a bastardization of like 100 different games. It is basically a combination of so many different games. Like when I was talking about Starfield, like an open world RPG. This game is sort of has the feeling of like an open world RPG. You level up stats. It's an open world. You run around, you discover islands, and it scratches that. It scratches the open world RPG itch because it has aspects of that game, of those games like Breath of the Wild, like Genshin Impact. It has that open world like scratch. So it's scratching all these itches because it's just basically a combination of all these games. For example, like you have the factorial crafting and automation. You have aspects of like Dark Souls where you're fighting big bosses that you with telegraphed attacks, where you have the dodge attack. There's even a mechanic in the game where you can call back your Pokemon to dodge big attacks. Like it's adding so many different genres and aspects together that it's basically going for this sort of shotgun approach where it's spreading out in different genres and it's gonna maximize the amount of itches it's going to scratch. So if you're desiring a game that's like, for example, oh, I want to play a game that's a shooter. I want to play a shooter. I want to play a third-person shooter. Well, this game has guns. It has motherfucking guns. Okay, so it's like, okay, so it scratches that itch. And honestly, the third-person shooting it's pretty good. You have like these sexy flips you can do while you're shooting. You go ba 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 ba, like it's satisfying. It is executed super well. That's another thing. The game's executed well, and maybe that'll be for another Let Me Explain video. Basically, it's spreading out its genres all over the place. It captures so many different genres that it's bound to scratch one of your gaming itches. It is just unavoidable. It is just, the game has just bastardized so many genres together that it's almost its original own new thing. Like its own original, like completely, like I haven't played anything like this before, which is interesting because basically it copied so many games that now it's its own original game, which is crazy. Like even you have in the game, you also have like this slide where if you slide down a hill, you just go fly. So they have like apex sliding in the game, right? So it's not that they're just copying the games per se. They're, it's not straight up copying because no one really has, what you're gonna have a copy hold, like Apex doesn't have a copyright hold on sliding down hills. Like, right? So it's just looking at these games, looking at all the good, satisfying parts of all these different genres of games and saying, slap that in there. Oh, the building in Valheim, slap that in there. I was like, oh, Pokemon, slap that in there. Like, oh, like guns, slap that in there. But for some reason, it is so good at bastardizing all these games that it just feels like its own cohesive original game. And so not only is it scratching all these different genres because it's just combining all of them, but it's also itching this new itch of literally newness, of something fresh. Like there's a gaming itch out there where you want not just, it's the opposite of nostalgia. And it's scratching that itch too, which is insane. It's scratching the nostalgia itch, but it's also scratching that newness itch. It's scratching that itch of like, I want something new. I want something original. I want something different. It's amazing. The game somehow executes it so well, by combining all these genres, seemingly impossible combinations together seamlessly. Is just amazing. So in conclusion, it's scratching that nostalgic itch by making us remember about those games we love, like Minecraft and Pokemon. And it's also even scratching itches from many different genres because it is a bastardization of a whole different bunch of games just all over the place, but somehow seamlessly combining all these genres together to make a wonderful new game that feels original, that also scratches that want or desire for an original or new game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to be trying to do weekly uploads, not just Palworld. Maybe I'll do more of a let me explain video type. I'll try to get better at it. I'm a little bit scatterbrained, but I'll try to make better points and improve, and leave any comments with suggestions. And I'll see you next time. Peace.